Everybody see this?
Hang on, I can't see.
This little cone. There's a whole bunch of these on the ground here. This is the cone for this tree. This is a cypress tree. Cypress is C-Y-P-R-E-S-S. And what you'll notice about it is, this is the seed cone, and the scales are different looking. On the pine, they're kind of flat and wedge-shaped. On the cypress, each scale is shaped kind of like a thumbtack, kind of like the sporangiophores on the horsetail. There's a flat head and then kind of a stalk underneath. So the shape of the scales is different. It's also a smaller cone. The male cones, you can see on these little branches, these little swollen tips they have. These little tiny swollen tips, maybe just a millimeter or two long. Those are the male cones. And when they get old enough, they'll release their pollen and they'll fall apart. So that's the seed cone, those are the pollen cones. Another weird thing about this plant is you don't really see the leaves unless you look really close. What you're seeing here are branches, stems, branches. To see the leaves, you got to look really close. And what you'll see are these little scaly things. It almost looks like scaly skin of a fish or a snake or the feet of a bird, something like that. And those little scales are the leaves. The leaves are very small. They're not needles. Pines have needles. These don't. Okay? This makes it very recognizable. It's easy to tell this group of plants. This is the cypress family. Not the pine family, the cypress family. And these are Italian cypresses. That's the common name of this species. In fact, it grows side by side with the Italian stone pine in the Mediterranean. Cypresses are plants that like mild temperatures. They grow near the coast where it never gets too cold. But there's another genus. These are the junipers. Junipers, we're going to see one in a minute. They look a lot like cypresses. The junipers, instead of this woody cone, it looks like a berry. It's actually fleshy and softish and kind of edible. And that's called a juniper berry. It's really a cone that's fleshy. So you can always tell a cypress and a juniper apart by the female cones. If it's woody, it's a cypress. If it's a fleshy berry-like thing, it's a juniper. Junipers basically look the same. The difference is they grow in really harsh conditions. They grow in the deserts. They grow on the mountaintops where it gets super cold. Look different. Those are different genera. They're two different genus. This is the genus Cupressus. That's the genus Juniperus. Two different kinds of plants. They're both in the cypress family, though. In California, we have a whole bunch of native cypresses. From the Mexican border to the Oregon border, all along the coast, we have native cypresses here. The Monterey cypress is the most famous. And you go to Half Moon Bay or anywhere on the coast, you're going to see Monterey cypresses that have been planted everywhere. They have this windswept look to them, very pretty. But cypresses in California is a big topic. Most of them are rare and endangered, actually. If you go inland to the deserts, we have 2 or 3 junipers. We have the California juniper, the Oregon juniper, the Utah juniper, and the western juniper. And those are more desert plants. So we have them all here native in California. Okay.